Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for April the 16th, 2025. I am Mom. Chris is here with me today. Hi, Chris.
I am. I'm just drinking some energy drink because honestly, I'm failing at being awake.
And Satalia is in chat. Satalia says, we've got movie sign, which is really funny because the last thing I was watching before I went to bed last night was Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And they were
Oh
singing
God.
the Let's Have a Patrick Swayze Christmas, which made me start thinking about the other MST3K Christmas song, which Is It Okay? Which is one of the nicer Christmas songs I've heard. And I've heard choirs actually doing it. So I got into listening to that, and now I have earworm. So, Talia, it's not We've Got Movie Sign, it's We've Got Earworm. Ramona the Nerd has been binging on MST3K myself for the last few days. I like it, but they tend to get into running the same maybe 20 movies in like a loop for a week or a week and a half, and then they switch to different ones. Come here, Fifi. Come here, Lala. Come here. Okay, if you won't come here, I'm not going to pick you up. So let's see, they did Santa Claus versus the Martians, which means we'll see that for the next couple of days on and off. And what was the other one they were doing that was just awful? Uh, the Bride Corpse, the Corpse Bride.
Yeah, there is a movie like that.
It's an old Bela Lugosi movie from the 30s, and it's really bad. Let's see. Satali says, I have a tradition of watching the two MST3K Christmas movies every Christmas season. So there's Santa Claus versus the Martians and Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. Is that the one?
The heck are those titles?
Well,
And what is MST3K? Because
oh,
I'm not familiar.
MST3K is Mystery Science Theater 3000. It was a cheap little show made out of a very cheap studio in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they would
Uh-huh.
take old public domain movies and they would play the movies while Joel and his two robot friends would sit on in silhouette in front of the screen and riff the movie. And it got to be kind of a cult thing, and it started spreading. And then, oh, I'm going to say 6 or 7 years after they got going, the Sci Fi Channel picked it up. So they got slightly more money to produce it, and they got more movies, and they went out of the science fiction realm into just about anything they could get in terms of bad movies. And then they switched from Joel Hodgson to Mike Nelson, who'd been one of the writers and actors in it, who took over the Joel position. And then when that finally got canceled by Sci Fi, they created a number of related shows. Joel did Cinematic Titanic. Um, they did The Film Crew. And then more recently, they've been doing Riff Tracks. And Riff Tracks is done as frequently theater level productions where they'll do fundraisers, Kickstarters, GoFundMe's, and then they will do live performances. They'll have the movie running and they riff it live, and you can go see it or you can watch it on syndicated theaters around the country.
Uh-huh.
And if you've never seen one, I would suggest starting with the classic Birdemic. They did revive MST3K recently, as Talia points out. They did it as a Kickstarter, and I think the goal was to raise $1 million or $5 million, whatever they raised. They raised it faster than anybody else has ever done, like within hours. They had everything maxed out. And their goal was to be able to. No, that was something else. But I gotta say, I'm not super thrilled with the revised one because they have little interstitial scenes where they're talking with what used to be Joel and the bots and the mad scientists back on Earth. And they had to change it around, and it's not as funny. I know Joel produces the revival, and he's in some of them too. You've got
It
Joel.
sounds absolutely insane.
Pardon?
Sounds insane.
It is. You can tell it's was based on a very cheap concept for being able to replay old movies, because it doesn't cost much to replay an old movie. And you stick the robots in front of it, and there you go. But it's stupid. It's fun. Oh, the premise is that Joel and the robots have been shot into space, and that the mad scientists are torturing them by making them watch old movies.
Fascinating.
Hmm. It's definitely a thing. Ooh, I have to play Dabo, and I'm right here. A Nimbus, I can play Dabo. So my only space endeavor today is 10 Zenkethi ships in Battle Zone. I'm tempted to skip it. Yeah, I can totally see that. Let's see if we've got any Zenkethi ships where we can make that worthwhile. Let me play some Dabo first, though.
Win.
What have I got? 172. I'll wait the 10 seconds. Ramona says, during the Netflix seasons, they riffed The Christmas That Almost Wasn't, an Italian film with an English dub that is an utter fever dream of a movie. Landlord tries to pry Santa out of the North Pole because he hates children, and Santa hires a terrible financial lawyer who's too broke to help him. So Tali wants to join us just because she's got a good ship name. Well, that was easy. I bet 15,000 and won exactly 3,000. Perfect. Because that's all I needed. And get a net loss of 12,000 GPL. Thank you. Well, I have Borg ships on this tune. So let me send out some invitations and we can go kill some Borgies. And then I'll go find something else that's more interesting to do. Satali wants to show off her ship name. Let's see, I have 5 Borg ships. Guillotine sound good?
Sure. I'm just gonna pull out USS Archer.
Okay, go ahead and do what you want and let me know when you're ready and I'll hit the magic button.
All right, I'm good. You can.
The button
Hit the
has
magic
been
button.
engaged. Exactly. My endeavors today are 10 Zenkethi on the ground, 10 Terrans in the Badlands, and 20k plasma on the ground. Yeah, but you know what, Ramona? Do you have the V'ger probes? V'ger probes do a ton of plasma damage. So all you really need is a decent weapon and you're fine. You don't even have to have a particularly great weapon. Let's see, I don't have any plasmas on this tune.
Oh, that's weird. The Red Endeavor is only 10 Borg ground?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that
It
amazing?
shouldn't be like 30 or
Yep, it used to
something.
be, and they have a typo or something, and it hasn't gotten fixed. I'm just not going to say anything.
I'm just gonna vibe with it too. And I'll go to the fair, I'll just shoot random Borg and be done with
Oh,
it.
yeah. Let's see. Come to think of it, I have plasma damage. Wee woo.
We have a Weeble.
Can we donate plasma to fill our weapons?
I'm pretty sure it's an incompatible version of plasma, you know?
Back in the day when I worked at the blood bank at the University of Chicago Hospitals, I would put dioramas in my office window with my Star Trek action figures, And the first one was where we had this massacre down on a planet where my son's giant Tyrannosaurus Rex was devouring various crew members. And the story was that we had a big blood drive to get blood for them. So I had one of those cool lights that has like the staticky things in the background. I can't remember what they're called. And I put my data model in front of it and hooked him up. And somebody goes, he's donating plasma. So yes, you can donate plasma. And then, of course, one of my other characters had to say,
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yep.
I had Herc attendance, but I quickly re-rolled that one.
Oh, we did Herc attendance last night, which was at best. So who is with us? We have Ann or N, and we have Allie.
Oh, quiet, you egg-headed, ugly, multi-voiced thingies. Stop talking. Need the briefing in this one.
Oh, and by the way, Satalia,
Only
you don't have to donate plasma. You can sell your plasma. They pay nicely for it. Yeah, sometimes we get easy ones.
ship is
Oh,
so
ship name,
small.
hang on. Satalia's ship name is Cage the Elephant. Thank you, Satalia.
How creative.
No, the name of today's episode, you know, I use song titles. Cage the Elephant is the group that performed the song. Oh, yeah, I thought you knew that one off the top of your head. I remembered the name of the group. Couldn't remember the name of the songs they did at all. Not one. And I still can't put it in my head right now. I'd have to go listen to it again.
I will say about the resistance being annihilated. It tells me if anything, you'll be annihilated.
We did this last night with Grozd, Musin. DT was in it with us for a little bit. So we just had a very nice, super fast run. Which was a nice change from the 30-minute runs that occasionally affect us. Once I get this assimilator done, I'll go to 4. Good morning, Zez. Three and 4 started. Let's see if I can go get that thing over there.
Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield down. Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield down. Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield down.
I'm working on 5. Oh, and got killed.
Oh no.
Oh, there they.
Impertinence.
Really? Well, at least it put me in the right spot. I was aiming for 1.
Where's the other cube? Oh, it went down.
Yeah,
That's
it's
weird.
over. Yeah.
I was like, wait, we destroyed the one. Where's the other? Like, did we lose it?
I was looking for it. And oh, I'm trying to run away. Ah.
There we go.
Yay!
Our efforts were most satisfactory on this day.
Well, that was exciting.
It was fun. It was fine.
I got 2 of mine out of the way. Yay! 2 done. Yay!
Completely forgot to deploy any Tetrion damage.
Did you have Tetrion damage to do?
Yeah, I've got one of them. Yeah. That's just me, just completely just losing myself in the fun of pew-pewing.
Ramona says, I found I have an old tune I'd forgotten about, who not only has ground plasma as her main damage output, but was also on the Zenkethi story arc when I last progressed her. How appropriate. Indeed. Always good when you can get a couple of things done at once.
I already dusted the old NX and I've been having fun with it for the past few days.
Oh.
I mean...
And we've got a Borg TFO, kinetic damage in space, and disruptor damage on the ground. That's not too bad. More Borg TFOs, but do I have anything kinetic on this ship? That's where it gets interesting.
Corpse?
One.
Oh, come on.
I've got very little torpish on this. Oh well, so it might take me several things to get this one put together. Oh no, the horror. We'd have to play more than one mission today. Oh no. Oh.
Oh, no.
I know. Things we put ourselves through.
Right?
Yeah, you're still in a team.
Am I?
Or
I'm
you're not
not.
accepting invites. It says is on a team, yeah.
I'm not on a team. I have nothing. Not even in
Check your
private.
private queue and see if maybe it didn't clear it
Nothing.
when I left.
No, private's empty. I'm alone.
Okay. That's
Sure, looking at me.
interesting. There you are. No, you're not on a team. I've invited you to a team.
There you go. But seeing you on Defar actually reminds me I wanted to go to deal with the 10 floor.
Go deal with your 10 Borg. Actually, I have disruptor damage to do. Do I have any disruptors on this tune? Oh, I apparently do have disruptor on this tune. Might as well go downstairs and see if I can get some disruptor damage done. Ha 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 ha. Some bot. Oh, are you beaming down to Defura? Yes, you are. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll go with you. My poor computer is going, but Mom, we're so tired.
There you are. Where did she go?
Do you remember when the Borg used to be hard down on Deferrin? You know, everybody would plot and figure out how we're going to take them down, and nowadays they just kind of lay down and die.
Not really.
Oh.
I always found them easy here, but then again, I didn't come here too often. Oh wait, you just done my Borg on the ground. I just shot 2 and
Well, I have
your kills completed it for me.
Yeah, I need 10,000 damage, so yeah.
Oh, and I'm done with mine without actually firing. This is funny.
Shame we can't share the damage, but oh well.
Yeah, right.
So every character has different endeavors? No, every account has different endeavors. So when you guys are around, I tend to grab all my spacey stuff, but since Chris had to come down here, switch tunes because I did my 2 spacey things on that one. Now I've got 2 spacey things on this one. But since Chris had to come down and do Borgies, I might as well get my ground damage in. Can you imagine if you had to do an endeavor for every tune? Oh my god, I'd be here forever. As it is, it can take me 2 hours to get them all done.
No, I'm sorry, I can't imagine doing all that.
Yep. And that's just doing it for mine. I don't have a problem if they want to re-power creep things and, you know, give them a little bit more opponent-worthy stuff. Because it's kind of fun. If it's just tedious, you go down there, shoot things, and they die. Well, that's not as exciting as going down there, plotting out what you're going to do, and having a real risk involved. Not that dying's a risk, but still, you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. Can't do much about it. I mean, like, let them know what we feel, like, what's their feedback, but whether they will do anything with it.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Ramp it up, you know, just take that little slider switch that they've got there at Cryptic or Deca and enemy powers. Slide it up from 0 to 0.2, 0.1, 10% increase. Apparently there is a new thing. I don't know if you're aware of this thing that was going around that said birds aren't real. Now they're doing the pandas aren't real. What the heck is wrong with people?
Wait, what?
Yeah, there were people who were saying that birds aren't real. I'm not sure what they were saying because it was so stupid I just ignored it. But they'll go that, no, they're like simulations, or it's all, you know, it's not real. This doesn't really happen. And it's like there was a person who should have known better saying that ancient Rome never existed. That it was really Greece or something like that. I'm just, what the heck is wrong with people? Well, I need kinetic damage and I need a Borg TFO. Unfortunately, just a guillotine. Anything you want to do in space, Chris?
Well, I'm beaming up because I'm done with my stuff.
Me too.
Can do whatever.
Let's see, 500,000 on a Borg TFO. I'm not doing Borg disconnected, but with only a few torps, it's going to take a few moments to do that. And we just did guillotine, so that's not an option.
Yeah, I've got a few Undine ships, about just 5 of them, so I don't know.
Battle zone? I can join in the battle zone if you want. Then I can at least get some damage done there.
Gotta figure out a way to transport there, because I have a cooldown.
You can do Sphere of Influence as a shortcut. That'll get you close and then just jog over. Says, I blame the parents. It's always the parents' fault.
Parents' fault for what?
Everything. The pandas aren't real, ancient Rome wasn't real, that kind of thing.
Well, it is kind of parents' fault because they make you believe stuff that isn't there. Like, they make you believe that Santa Claus is real, right? And then you find out
but
that
at some point we become adults. As for only 10, Jupiter Station Showdown's a bit of overkill, if you would. Satalia says, Santa's not real? Satalia, Santa's real. We just saw him conquering the Martians, so he's real.
Well, then there's Tooth Fairy, and if you want this, and it's going to be a big bad man, it's going to take you, all that kind of stuff that is supposed to justify why we're not supposed to do things.
Yes, so Jupiter Station Showdown is fast. I ran it twice yesterday to deal with Borgies and some ground damage, and I wanted to get something out of it. And off to Space Battle Zone.
Yeah, I'm here. Space Battle Zone contact. And there we go.
Satalia says, today I learned Batman's not real.
There you go.
Satalia, I need to clue you into a fine Mystery Science Theater episode called The Wild, Wild World of Batwoman. There's also One Night in Bozeman. That's actually a good point, Sis. Let's see. Where do we... How many do you need to do?
10?
You want to go...
No, 5.
How about we do the bagel right at the 6 o'clock position? Because it's here.
I don't like the bagel, but...
Yeah, but if you only have to do 10...
Get it over with.
Yeah. We'll share the kills, so... Like I said, I'm just in it for the damage. The bagel.
Bateman? Yeah, Bateman is real. Jason Bateman, really good actor. Very, very attractive. And that voice, oof.
I'm sure I know who it is, but I have no idea who it is. It's one of those people. I've heard the name, but I don't know what the face is.
Oh.
I'd probably see the face and go,
Oh, the
okay.
face.
What's he been in?
He's been in a lot of things. You ever seen Ozark TV series?
Nope. Let me make life easy here. I'm going to just Google him.
Yeah, Google him. His face is quite recognizable. You should at least recognize his face.
Nope.
Not
a
no,
clue.
You have not seen. You've never seen him before.
I mean, the face doesn't strike me as anybody I know. I mean, it's a nice looking face, but.
I think it's absolutely.
I'm not going to argue it. I'm just trying to go through all this stuff and see if I know him from anything. I don't know him from anything. So I probably just know his name.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's a first. I think he's quite recognizable in the States, but I guess I'm wrong.
Well, no, I'm probably the worst possible person for trying to figure out who people are.
Right.
Well, I've got 10,000 of my 500,000 kinetic damage. Ooh. How are you doing?
I think the most thing about him is I love his voice. The way he operates his voice, it's half of his acting is his voice.
Well,
Honestly, there are some actors that you will not remember their voice, but Bateman...
How are you doing on your ships, by the way?
I need one more.
Just saw one pop in, I think.
And the blobs here, the pest blobs that you run into...
Well, I'm running into the middle, so you just... You know, you can...
I have them invisible. I don't see them. Again, it's a visual bug.
No, Zez, I have not seen Zootopia. I did see he was a voice in it, but I haven't seen it.
You gotta see Zootopia. It's such a fun film. It's one of those rare occasions where Disney produced something completely new, something completely fresh, entertaining, subversive, and so much fun.
There's 3 coming in. You should be able to get these and try and get a little damage here.
Got him. There we go.
Alrighty, and I'm up to 10,006 in space damage.
They're working on the sequel to Zootopia with the original creators, and I'm really hoping that they're gonna keep it within the right quality.
May I queue us for a Borg TFO? So for kinetic space damage, if it's high, should I load all 4 weapons with torps? If you tend to face into all of your Attacks, yes. If you tend to broadside, divvy 'em up, at least one in the back. Did I ever watch Toon Wolf 2? Nope.
Teen Wolf.
Teen
I
Wolf.
think you mean Teen Wolf.
Whichever, I haven't seen it. It's not that I live a sheltered life, but it's a niche life. Let's see. Oh,
I mean, honestly speaking, I don't watch a lot of stuff that's coming out all the time, so I'm not even that much up to date when it comes to movies, but there are certain things I will
can we do
keep
Resistance
up
of
to date.
Starbase 1?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, I'll cue that up. Weeboo.
Oh, it popped out. Wow.
No, I've never seen Arrested
Very fast.
Development.
I haven't seen that one either.
So, Zez, for the last 4 years, with the exceptions of when I was back home in Chicago, or what used to be home back in Chicago, I didn't have television. I had internet. When I was living with my husband back in Chicago, I let him pick whatever he wanted to watch because he was not doing well. And, you know, if he wanted to watch Wagon Train and Star Trek and the Cubs, that was totally on him. Whatever he needed. Now I'm out here in Indy, and once again, I don't have television. I have the internet. And more than that, Star Trek. Until December, working, now gym, martial arts.
The Borg are using reality.
Oh, no. Satalia, I actually watched the first episode of Star Trek back in the day. The very first episode. The very first time around. Let's
For
see.
someone
that
of
would be-
age 56, he really looks good. Sorry.
Here they come.
Different place with Amy Poehler. There's another actress. I think also.
Again, that's a name I've heard, and I probably would recognize the face.
Laura Linney, she's also great.
Ramona says, if you have the prolonged engagement torpedo from the Phoenix prize packs, that has a 180-degree arc, so you could forego B-Road sliding beams. The Zen Store Sovereign class variants also come with a 180-degree quantum torpedo. You can put the prolonged engagement on the front and the quantum on the back, or vice versa, and cover your full firing angles. That is an excellent idea, Ramona. Now, back in the day, I used to watch as much television as anyone, but I'd be getting home from work at like 8. And there'd be helping my son with his homework, getting ready for the next day, because we had to be up at 4 or 5 to hit the 6 a.m. train downtown. You know the drill. Real life. And it just got me out of the TV habit.
You know, they actually, I don't want to say banned, but they've removed homework from schools over here.
Really?
Homework can be optional, but it cannot be graded. If you don't do it, then you will not be graded for it.
Holy moly, no, that was...
It's optional. You're supposed to cover the program during school rather than, like, add to
Wow.
off time of school.
There were a lot of days when my son was at the Summit Academy where he would get 8 hours worth of homework, and he had absolutely no life.
Yeah, it was ridiculous
horrible.
because, like, I remember when I was at, like, primary and then this secondary school, I don't think there's an equivalent because our education system has been going through so many phases in the past 3 decades. It's been constantly changing stuff. We had, like, before you go to university, so like a college equivalent, there was either primary school and high school, and then there was something intermediate that was after primary school before high school called gymnasium.
Oh, that's an interesting name.
Yeah. And it was like kind of something in between high school and primary school. It was just 3 years. It's just the worst age you could ever change schools and
Oh yeah,
change environments.
yeah, absolutely. We have that here too.
So it
Same
was
thing.
killed off a few
Oh,
years back. I was the second year to actually attend that, and such a mess. It was such a bad idea on so many levels. Like, imagine you're like 14, 15, and you're getting into a new school environment with new teachers. So obviously you're at a rebellion phase where you're trying stuff.
mm-hmm.
So the behavioral stuff is just taking over. Rather than studying, you just try how far you can go with being nasty to teachers. And it's like
So,
so
it,
the school and class clowns used to just like test the boundary limits, and new teachers didn't know them, so they, they were struggling to maintain order and stuff. It was like, ugh,
An
such a
evacuation
bad
ship is
idea.
launching.
we had, and this is not across the country. Every state and I think even communities may have some variation on this, but kindergarten through fifth grade, so basically age 5 to 10 or 11, depending on the person, was elementary school. Grades 6 to 8, so ages 11 to 13 would be junior high school. And there's some variations. Some places only did that for 2 years.
Yeah, so that
Some
will
do
be
it
like
for
a
3.
junior high school, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's our junior high. Then high school, which goes through 12th grade and gets you ready for college.
We've got like, right now we have 8 grades of primary school,
Mm-hmm.
like elementary school and primary school, and then 3 years of high school, unless it's a profile high school. It's a technical high school,
Mm-hmm.
which has 4 years, but it gives you additional like education and like in the line of work.
Yeah.
So like, I went to a technical high school, which was in printing high school, so it was oriented at printing stuff. So
Oh,
you learn the backdrops of printing,
There's a break in the
pre-preparation and editing and all that stuff, and then the printing stuff, which also included having practices at real printer businesses that had like a contract with the school, so they
well,
would send
that's
us off for a
interesting.
month. Yeah, we would just spend a month of our of the second semester at a printer
Mm-hmm.
company and printing company, and we would just see sometimes assist. They were very reluctant in letting us into the full process because they have their way and they would lose
Sure.
money obviously.
Oh yeah, I
But
totally
we
get
could,
that.
they would still have us do stuff and watch stuff, and like it was a learning experience. So yeah, there are other like stuff like technical high school, so they have different profiles. So yeah, that's 4 years, and then you've got university slash college equivalent, which is 3 years for a license, and then 2 extra years for becoming a PhD, I guess.
Well, PhDs for us would be post-college, post-masters, and then work on your PhD. Not that everybody does that the same way.
Yeah, I don't know if you can put a proper equivalent, but yeah, I think it's a PhD, because then you have a title of a doctor, I guess.
Yeah.
The difference being that our educational system up until you finish college is free.
Yeah. Not so much here.
You don't say you start your life with a debt you have to pay off. I mean, there are private universities too, but usually you don't take a loan for it. You just go to work and like work part-time and cover that, right?
Honestly, I
Like I
don't know a
did.
lot of people who can afford to take the loans anymore either, so a lot of people go to college part-time, work full-time, and hopefully get in a field where they can apply what they're learning, which is what I did with nursing.
Yeah.
Because turns out I hate nursing. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I wasn't very keen on the printing stuff either, so. I went to college and I had like 1.5 year and I dropped out because I was just like, no, it's not for me. I went for English studies, so I was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to study English. But then again, I wouldn't want to become a teacher
You, nope, nope,
because
nope,
I
nope, nope. I
absolutely
came from a
detest
family of
interacting
teachers.
with. Yeah. I mean, I don't like no one in my family ever and finished. My like my parents
That'll hold them off.
ever
For
finish
now,
in
I
university,
think
so
we showed them that
I would be
resistance
the
is
first,
not
but I was never keen
futile.
into it.
Don't
Actually,
you?
I'm the only one in my family. Well, me and my son are the only people in the family who don't have at least bachelors. I mean, I'm two
Yeah.
semesters off my bachelor's, and I have no desire to go back and finish that up. So if I went back, none of it would apply.
Yeah, I don't have it either, and I have no ambition to because honestly, I think I did the right thing because I went to work immediately
Yep.
after high school, and
I did the same thing, and
when
I
I went
enjoyed it
when I went to
right up until the hubs got sick the first time around, and I'm like, oh, his odds of surviving are not good. I've got what, 2 years maybe
yeah
before I'm gonna have to be responsible for the whole family. Let me get back to college right now, and went right
yeah
into nursing. And then while I was donating blood one day, I realized A, I hate nursing. B, I love blood donation. So I turned it into an SBB, a specialist in blood banking.
hmm. At least you recognize what you wanted to do earlier on.
Yeah, either with blood banking, either your patients are unconscious or they're healthy donors. I like both versions. I don't have to talk to them. Well, that kills all those endeavors, Chris. I'm gonna
I still
leave
haven't
the.
done my Patreon.
That's okay. I'm gonna just go jump to another tune real quick and see what else we got.
I mean, I'm glad I went to work because I got the experience which got me to better jobs in
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And when the people that went from my high school and from like my environment, they went to universities and then dropped and they finished universities. They had no experience and they had real trouble to get to work.
Yeah,
And I didn't because I already had experience and it
absolutely.
got me going. So when I wanted to swap a job because the company wasn't doing right, I was just easier to get another one. And it would have been all fine and dandy if it wasn't for the pesky COVID and its lockdown.
That did make a difference. I have Tholian
Well, it
ships and
completely
I have
changed the world.
Herc frigates. We could do a swarm. We could do Archer. What's your preference?
Archer is faster. I've got 8 minutes until I have to swap to phones at work.
No problem. Let's go hit Archer.
I wish there was an easier way to.
Closest thing to get to Archer is, again, Sphere of Influence. But then
Yeah.
you still have to go all the way over there. Oh.
I didn't have. I mistakenly transwarped to Space Dog. Even though I was. I mean, I didn't know we were going to Archer then, but. Could have anticipated it. Problem being, I still don't know what I would want. I'm almost 40 and I still have no idea what I'm doing in my life. I still haven't found the thing that would make me happy with what I'm doing.
You don't want to hear that I'm at the same point and I'm a lot older than you are.
I mean, it's terrible because I know people have like found their, let's just say, calling, and like they're doing what they wanted to do with their lives, and I'm like, I'm reaching 40. I've recently discovered that I very likely have ADHD and I have no idea what to do with my life, and I hate my job. And I have no prospects of like easily swapping it
Yeah.
because COVID ruined the entire job market. And right now, getting a new job for people who are looking for a new job is an impossible task. And now on top of that, like swapping jobs is even harder. And I'm not even looking for a job that's better paid than mine. I'm looking at jobs which are less paid than mine because I just happen to end up in a company that pays a lot for the line of work, but it's just too technical for my brain and I just can't handle it and I don't like it and I don't enjoy it and I don't want to keep doing it. So, yeah, just fun times.
Sometimes things just magically appear. Satalia, you just made me tempted to change the name of the morning show. Thank you, Satalia.
But like instead of Moopsy in the morning, it's like Moopsy Science Theater 3000.
Yes. Well, Moopsy in the morning came out of, it was Mom in the morning, then it was Mom and Ed in the morning, and then it was back to Mom in the morning. Then it became Moopsy in the morning. Moopsy Science Theater isn't bad.
Right. It sounds like an idea.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, I'm at Archer whenever you get here.
I'm just getting inside.
I know, I'm watching it. I can see it up there in the corner. So once we're done here and I do a couple more things, I'm off to the county clerk's office to start the process to get my name legally changed to what my name is. And I am so stressed out about it, I'm almost physically ill. And
Why though?
I just am. I'm just losing my mind over this. Let's see. Shields on the ground, GG, are stupid easy. Stupid easy. I love it. If you've got your Kumarki set on, go someplace, any place except Nukara, because it won't work on Nukara. But like, go to New Romulus, stand in a swarm of those bug things, let them chew off your shields, hit the emergency shield readout, and it's completely filled. One button takes less than a minute.
Wish there was an easy job to get with writing.
Oh, lots of
writing-
easy jobs to get with writing. Lots of jobs to get that are easy writing and pay you? Oh, that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Don't forget to do your Tetrion damage. Satellia needs a
I've
good
just
name
done
for
it
her
'cause I put-
streams.
I've just done it passively because I put my Tetrion torpedo and it just did it itself. So I'm done.
Good, because we're almost done with these.
Plus the torps look good when they fire.
Yeah, the way things fire is kind of sexy sometimes.
Right? It's just me.
Cannons
just
in
like,
particular,
it just
though, are my
tickles-
favorites.
Just tickles my pickle when I just see some of the weapons fire. And even that got me started about the beauty of the new pulse phasers. I am
Oh, yeah.
obsessed. with
Yeah,
them.
no. Actually,
I
the
don't want to use any other weapons. in the game.
Zatvash cannons are gorgeous, in my opinion. I just love watching them.
I've never seen them.
Oh, they're so pew 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 and green and purdy. I like them.
I still want them to fix the discovery beams. Because, funny thing, the discovery beams should be as fast, if not faster, than the pulse phasers are. The new ones.
Mm-mm. I have.
And they were fast when they first introduced them. They were fast. They have been fast for a while, and then they redone the animation completely from
Yeah,
scratch.
That's what you'd said.
And now they're thick bolts. They're slow as hell, and they look wrong. I don't understand why they reworked them to make them worse.
I don't know.
I just. They had a good point of reference because the first season of Discovery has shown us enough of those weapons so they could have a reference and learn. But no. And they've even done the 32nd Century Discovery beams wrong. Because for some reason, I mean, these beams look okay, but they're moving. if you look along the side of the beam, it looks like a beam of light that is just hitting some sort of like mist or something.
Hmm.
It just doesn't show itself like directly like a beam because it no longer is a beam of particles. It looks like a beam of light. But in the show, they didn't move. They didn't move forward. They just like you light on a laser light and it just bounces off fog.
Yeah.
You just see that fog being lit up, not exactly the beam of light. And it's just static. The fog might move, but it's not necessarily going to move alongside the beam. It's just going to move the way it's moving.
Yeah.
It's just being lit up. That's how the beams looked on Discovery Season 3 when Discovery Refit from the 2nd century was actually using them. But for some reason, they decided to make those beams move along. Like that fog effect is moving forward, and it's wrong. It itches me because I hate it when it's inaccurate. And it's such a tiny detail no one cares about, and I'm like frustrated about every time I'm using them. It's just me and my little I call it my OCB for accuracy, and I'm never gonna get it. But at least I have my beautiful polar phasers that look so good. They look so good. I don't want to use any other beams for a while.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here so I can go get totally stressed out
Yeah,
about
I
getting
need
this
to.
stuff done because if I don't go do it, this stress is just gonna kill me.
Yeah, I'm just
And
swap to available for phone calls, but just for an hour, and that's enough, and that's
yay.
the rest of the day.
Well, on behalf of
So
everybody here at Moopsy in the morning, I'm off to go induce panic mode on myself, and Chris is going to go answer the phones. So we wish you all a wonderful day, and as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Moopsy, Moopsy. Sean the non-believer. Sean.